Shack-a-lackin' there, guys. How you doing? My name is Poe, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Rainbow Six Siege. You smell nice. So, unfortunately, I did not pick the game up myself. I did not have a good experience with the beta. I do not recommend people to buy this. And for that reason alone, I thought it'd be kind of derpy to go ahead and buy a game that you would recommend other people to pass on. Not down for wasting money. So, the way I see it is the game is not poorly built. It's not a horrible experience by any means. There is just understanding that the game is worth far less than the price tag they have on it, and there are just too many cost-effective alternatives out there, especially this year with Fallout and lots of other competitive titles out there. May not be the same type of game, but there are very, very impressive titles out there that you can put your money towards instead of Siege. So, I'm going to go off on the first part. I'm a big follower of Rainbow Six. I have promoted and encouraged people checking out the previous installments over the last few years because they've been great experiences, and there's been one major drawback for why I do not enjoy this game, and it comes down to what I like to call dead time. Now, the game itself runs smooth. There's no problems with it. There's no clunkiness. There's no issues. I've not had any problems whatsoever in the beta. I know I've watched gameplay, watched live streams to see if it was exactly how it was, and it hasn't changed too much from the beta. What I do want to go on the record as saying is, though I do love the community, it's a very loyal one. It's extremely impressive when it comes down to communication. They really do care about playing the objective and trying to win, and I do adore the fact that that is the case. But it is also a very small community. The loyal people to the entire franchise are there, but it's a small community, and with that, there's a very good chance, especially with the other competitive options out there now, that people are not going to be playing this. They may fall right back into the Fallout hype or whatever else they're encouraged to play, and they may not enjoy it. For starters, I think one of the major issues about the game is what I like to call dead time. I find that there's a whole lot of wasted time in the experience. There are lots of competitive options that are pretty much in the same genre that this game is in. You have free-to-plays on Steam called America's Army Proving Grounds. It's almost the same damn thing minus the whole breaching and attacking on the complex. It's a great game. They feel so much alike, except for one of them's free, and, well, is both rooted around a very competitive and small community, which I've been involved in. It was the original modern shooter that I started playing on, and I heavily recommend you guys to pick it up if you've never done it. Can't hurt, because like I said, it's free, entirely free. No microtransactions or crazy things in it, so that's an alternative to it. More importantly, you have the popular powerhouse on PC that is CSGO. Very similar, round-based. Obviously, if you die, you have to wait it out. It runs out the same way. More importantly, is there are other options out there now offering that competitive kind of taste, but still holding on to the casual approach if need be, or even in case of Black Ops, zombies too. So there are tons of games out there matching the same price tag with more content to offer. Therefore, I would heavily recommend you guys to kind of sidestep this opportunity and skip on Siege. So like I said, at no fault of its own, it's not a horribly built game. It's just very bland, and you lose a lot of time in playing it. And what I mean by this dead time is when you're playing, there are crazy intermissions between every round. It's not like Counter-Strike where you get the round and you start the next one and you trade sides and blah, blah, blah. It's really, really bland in that feature that if you play for a half hour, which a match could easily last, if you play for a half hour, you got about 10, maybe even 15 minutes of dead time in that period. So you have to start off, you have to wait for everybody to pick their class, their loadout. Okay, you may burn 30 seconds or so right there. Then you have to wait for the attacking and defensive round, which lasts another minute or so. So pretty much between every round, you're blowing up to around 2 minutes of time that you're not actually actively playing. That's every round. You're playing 5, 6, 10 rounds, whatever, you play for an hour, you've got 15 to 20 minutes of just intermission periods where people are picking their weapons and preparing and barricading a room. The way I see it, and I know that's part of the experience, but that really does take away from the draw. Not to mention that if you get too aggressive or you get picked on, you still have to wait out the time before the next round starts if you do die. And that's a common occurrence. You deal with a lot of that in most of those modern shooters, Counter-Strike, America's Army, so on and so forth. So that's not a scary thing at all. But when you couple that with the extra wait time that you get from the intermissions, it's very hard to attract an audience because people like the fast-paced nature. They like all of that beauty there. They want to be in there, they want to play, and they want to shoot. I don't want to know that I'm playing for an hour and a quarter of that or a third of that is eaten up just by preparation time. It's just not me. So again, it's not my flavor. It's not a poorly built game. It's not a horrible experience. I'm just thinking that there's a very good chance that it will be dead within a month. And I think that many people that really do have that taste and that hunger for a competitive option, there are better alternatives out there, more cost-effective for PC, CSGO, and everything else. If you're looking for competitive, you can get that out of BO3, you can get that out of Halo 5 for console. So there are options out there that you get more bang for your buck for. So the way I see it, I'd recommend my friends to pass on it. Like I said, it's not a horrible game. It's just bland, to be honest. So that's the verdict. That's my warning. Take it or leave it. If you're somebody that loves quicker-paced games, or you love those out there, take a moment to look and research into those other games that I recommended for you guys, and if you find out that, hey, those are better alternatives, take the plunge, choose one of those instead, especially seeing as how most of those are more cost-effective too. So that's where we part ways, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe for future reviews and gameplays. So you take care, guys, and have a great evening.